Hi folks, we're back and this is Cutting Through the Matrix. And just before I leave this article, it says that climate change researcher Howard Brady at Macquarie University said yesterday the recent research meant sea levels rises accepted by the CSIRO were already dead in the water as having no sound basis in probability. And down below it says too, it says in a nutshell, the factual information, this is factual information using actual, measuring poles, which you do, they're all measured, which is the only practical thing you can possibly do, are miles apart from the models. There's special computers you get made to give you, they chew out these computers just terrifying scenarios. That's all they do. Because there's nothing fed into them based on fact. So I'll put this link up tonight as well. I tell you about madness too in Australia along the coast. I mentioned this years ago because the UN said many years ago, long before they came up with the idea of global warming, climate change, carbon footprint, and institutionalized the terms into society. Almost the article you read now has it repeated like weapons of mass destruction. This is a technique you see they use. But I mentioned years ago that eventually the United Nations wanted no one living around the coastal areas of countries. So what are they doing to tick you off and get you to move? Well, in Australia, higher floors, you have to put a higher floor there. So I guess they want you up in stilts. Lower roofs. It says the town's being shrunk by a climate change anger or angst. It says Port Albert on Victoria's southeast coast is as a picture fishing villages at war with the science of climate change. I saw it, the crap of climate change. Let's call it what it is. The agenda of it. Residents in the village have been told that because of rising sea levels, by the way, all the actual people who didn't use the computer models, but went around the world testing them, scientists with sticks, and measuring them against older accounts and records, have found that there's no rise in the sea levels at all. But that doesn't matter again. We're not in logic here. We're in an agenda. And any excuse will do. Residents in the village have been told that because of rising sea levels, new housing has to be built on stumps almost 1.5 meters above ground level, despite the fact that many of the town's original colonial buildings have withstood time and tide on the ground level without ill effect since the 19th century. At the same time, a heritage overlay in the village, introduced more than a decade ago, prevents roof lines being built higher than the roof of the local pub, which is claimed to be Victoria's oldest continuously licensed hotel. Rents have seen land values plummet by 38% in the past year under the weight of the overlays. Investment in the town has stalled, and Port Albert Progress Association resident Donna Eads says that with rising floor levels and roof lines limited by the height of the pub, the next generation of Port Albert residents will have to be pygmies. Yep. This is the agenda, folks. See, it's not meant. We know it makes no sense. But that's what an agenda is. Any lie will do. Always remember that. It's only important that they get all the top people on board announcing the same lie. And through repetition, like many of them said before, just repetition, that the public start picking up on the terms, and then they stop thinking what they really mean anymore. And that's how it works. That's how it works.